Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rohit. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about strings in Python programming language. So what is a string? A string is a data type in Python programming language which is used to represent any textual information which is enclosed within the single quote or double quote. If you compare a string with other programming languages like C, C++ and Java, there is a separate data type known as the character data type, in which you have to specify only a single character or a single alphabet within the single quotes. But in Python, there is no separate data type known as character data type. That is the reason we can specify any number of characters within the single quote and the double quote, and there is no rule or there is no restriction in the number of characters that you specify within the single quotes or the double quotes. So here I have taken Mera Bharat Mahan, which is enclosed within the single quotes, and when you try to run this, it is going to execute and it is going to give the output same as we have written. It is going to give we have written it as single quote Mera Bharat Mahan and single quote. This output is going to be same as this one. Next, here, as I have told you that it can be enclosed within the single quote and double quote, here we have specified it in single quote and now we are trying to specify it in the double quote, and when you try to run, it is giving the same output. Same in the case of Namaste and same in the case of Mera Bharat Mahan. But when you compare this first four lines with this line, whenever you execute this line, we are getting as it is with the along with the quotes. But whenever you use a print function, it is going to remove those single quotes or double quotes, and it is going to give only the text which is being enclosed or which is being given within the which is being written within the single quotes or double quotes. So when you basically write namaste within the single quotes, it is going to give only namaste as an output. Same with the case of Mera Bharat Mahan and same with the case of Hamara Bharat. Now, till now we have directly given strings. Now I'm trying to store a particular string either in single quote or in a double quote to a variable. So here I have here let us consider here I have taken a string, and I have here also I have taken a string. I have given a string within the single quotes, and I'm storing this particular string to a variable quotes underscore single. And here I have given the same string within the double quotes, and I'm again storing the value storing the string in the variable quotes underscore double. Now I'm trying to check whether the string which is stored in the variable quotes underscore single and the string which is stored in the variable quotes underscore double are one and the same or not. So when I try to run this, it is giving me the output as true. So true is nothing but a boolean value. So it is telling that the string which is stored in quotes underscore single and the string which is stored in the variable quotes underscore double are one and the same. That is the reason we are getting an output of true. Now, as there is no restriction as there is no restriction in using a single quote or double quote irrespective of the string or irrespective of the text you pass within it, we can use mixed quotes as in you can use a combination of both single quotes and double quotes, and this is permissible only for some of the strings and not all the strings. So mixed quotes, okay. And see, here I'm trying to basically print a string which has a message. It's a bad example, but in normal English language we basically write it as by giving an apostrophe to the s. But in Python programming language, if you give if you give an apostrophe to this s, it is going to take it as a string, but not it is not going to consider the rest of the text. So in order to, whenever you execute this, you'll get an error stating that this is an invalid syntax because you have specified a single quote here and you have specified a single quote here, and also a you have specified a single, we have specified a single quote at the end. So that is the reason, as this single quote and this single quote are getting balanced, but this single quote is not getting balanced. That is the reason it is throwing an error stating that it is a syntax error in which we are giving an invalid syntax. So in order to overcome this, we have to give a backslash, so which basically separates the whole string with apostrophe s. So so whenever we execute this, the Python interpreter understands that this quote should not be taken as a quote which we use to specify strings. It has to be taken as an apostrophe s. So that is the reason we are giving a separator of backslash, which tells that it is apostrophe s and not a quote which we use to represent strings. In the same way, if you want to basically highlight thank you within the double quotes, what we do is we use the mixture of both single quotes and double quotes. This is the place where we use the concept of mixed quotes. So we are basically trying to highlight this thank you with an exclamation mark, and by uh, enclosing it within the double quotes. So that in this situation we use the mixture of both single quotes and double quotes, and when we try to run this, it gets executed as it is. Now we have encountered its problem here in line number 13. In the same way, here also we are encountering. So in order to overcome this, what we do, we basically give a separator of backslash stating that this quote is for apostrophe s and not a quote which is used to represent strings. So in order to, so whenever you run this, it will give an error which we have got here, that is stating that it is an invalid the syntax. So that is the reason we are specifying backslash, and whenever we run this, it is going to execute properly. Now I'm going to see, I am now highlighting, as I have highlighted thank you here, I'm trying to highlight thank you, it's mine, within the single quote, within the double quotes. So now here also, in this situation also, I'm using a mixture of both single quotes and double quotes, and you can use how many number of quotes as possible, how many you can use n number of single quotes or double quotes before at the starting position and at the ending position. But whenever you are using more than two or more than one single quote or double quote at the starting and at the ending, you have to keep in mind one thing: the number of single quotes or double quotes at the starting point should be same as that of the number of quotes or the double quotes at the ending. If there is a mismatch in the number of single quotes or double quotes at the starting or at the ending, then it is going to give us an error, and I'm also going to show you the similar example. So whenever you basically try to run this, it gets executed without any problem. So in this case, we have given three triple quotes here. She said thank you, it's mine, and we are again trying to give uh, four triple quotes here. But what we are trying to do is, here the reason behind giving a four triple quote is, so the one triple quote and one triple quote is to highlight this thank you, it's mine, and the other three quotes is to basically balance the number of quotes at starting and at the ending. But whenever you try to execute this, it will throw an error stating that the number of double quotes at the starting of the string and the number of double quotes at the end of the string is, there is a mismatch between the two. So so that is the reason Python interpreter is not able to understand whether is throwing an error stating that the number of double quotes at the starting and the number of double quotes at the ending are not the same. Now I'm trying to, instead of printing the whole string in one line, I want to print each and every string in different lines. Let us consider I want to print she said. So if you copy this as it is, if I add a new cell here and I have to try to copy this one, and I want to basically print she said. she said in one line. So what I do is I try to print this one, dot dot dot. Again I will try to print this one. So whenever you try to print this, whenever you let's enclose the whole string in uh, print function. So whenever you try to run this, what exactly happens is she said will get printed in the first line, thank you will get printed in the second line, it's mine will get printed in the third line. So and I have to check whether the number of quotes in at the starting is 3, 1, 2 and 3, yes, and at the ending 1, 2 and 3. So when I try to run, it is printing in it is printing in wait a second, it is 1 minute, yeah. So it is printing in 3 different lines. So whenever you use 3 dots, there should be a space between these 3 dots and the string which you want to print it in the new line. So this is how you print. So but in order to overcome these 3 dots, there is a escape character. What is an escape character? Escape character is basically a short form of that particular. So say, for example, uh, if we want to basically print she said in one line and thank you in the second line, we instead of using this we can use a backslash n. So if you use a backslash n, this is the escape specifier, and here also instead of dashes you can use a backslash n. So instead of writing it in 3 different lines, you can write the same thing in one line by using a escape sequence. So it is going to give the same output. This is here also we are printing hello world and exclamation mark in 3 separate lines with the help of 3 dots, and we can also rewrite the same code by using the escape character, that is backslash n. So if you do so backslash n, sorry, backslash n backslash n, and you can print the whole uh, you can keep the whole string in one line and you can try to print. So this is how it works. You can either use 3 dots and a space followed by the string, or you can directly use this escape character, that is backslash n, for new line. So backslash n is for the new line character. So here I am going to use a type function. So what is a type function? A type function tells us what type of data is this. Let us consider we have given dog within the single quotes, and we are wrapping it around the type function. So what this type function tells is the data which you have given as an argument in this function, it is going to tell us that what type of data is being given as an argument to this function. So whenever we run this, it is telling that this dog, the textual the text which we have given as dog is of string data type function. Then next we are trying to check whether this one is a string data type or integer data type. When we use a type function, it is going to tell that it is a string data type. By according to the definition, it is enclosed within the single quotes, even if it is enclosed within the double quotes. See, type of 1. So then also we are getting the type as string, but when we check it with normal one, then it is going to return us as int. Why? Because we have given the integer 1, integer value 1, but here in this or in this we have given a string. So here I am again giving storing a mera bharat into the variable mera and mahan into mahan. So I'm checking the id of mera. So what is this id of mera and id of mahan? So whenever you basically create variables, in my previous video also I have told you that mera variable is nothing but a reserved memory location. Why it is known as a reserved memory location? It is known as a reserved memory location because whenever you create a variable, some memory is being allocated to that particular variable, and that particular variable will be pointing to a memory location. So whenever you use id function, it is going to tell at which memory location does this particular variable mera is pointing to. So the mera is pointing to this memory location and Mahan is pointing to this memory location. And in tokens we have in operators, to be more precise, in operators we have talked about membership operators like is and is not. So is and is not is used to check whether this variable mera and this variable Mahan are pointing to the same memory location or not. So whenever you use the membership operator of is, it is giving false. Why? Because the memory location here is completely different from the memory location of Mahan. If at all you use instead of is, if at all we use is not, then we are going to get it as true. Why? Because this memory location and this memory location are different, that is the reason it is telling that mera is not pointing to the memory location which Mahan is pointing to. This is how we use id and the membership operators like is and is not. Now now we are trying to so whenever we can add two numbers 7 plus 2 directly, whenever we add two numbers we get 7, whenever we add 7 and 2 we get the result of 9. But whenever we add very and hot two strings, we get the we get both the strings as one string. So this process of adding two strings is nothing but concatenation. So what it does is whenever you add two strings, it is basically adding these two strings and giving us as a one string, giving us output as one string. And now there, apart from concatenation, there is one more thing known as a repetition. So what it does is a repetition is basically, so here we have given 3 into vary plus hot. So what does 3 into vary does is it is going to repeat this string vary 3 times and it is going to concat with hot. So whenever we basically run this line, we are going to get very hot as an output. So here we have basically added two numbers 7 plus 2, and here also I am adding two numbers 7 plus 2 in order to get the result 9. But here when I'm adding the string value 7 and string value 2, I should still get the value 9, but I will not get the value of 9. I'll be getting 72. Why? Because it is this 7 is getting concatenated with 2. So whenever you do a string concatenation even with numbers, it is going to convert these two numbers into one string. Now I'm going to, as we have now we know that here we have in the repetition operator we are multiplying an integer uh, with a string. In the same way, when we try to basically add a string with an integer, it will give us an error. Why? Because the what do you say, the data type of 7 is string and the data type of 2 is int. So as there is a mismatch in the type of the data, you can't concat this. That is the reason can only concat string and not into string. So in order to overcome this error, what you have to do is we have to explicitly typecast 2 to the string. So what is typecasting? Typecasting is nothing but it is a process of converting from one data type to another data type. So 7 plus str of 2. Now we will get 72 because we are explicitly typecasting 2 to string. Next, not this, sorry. Uh, yeah, next comes the indexing and slicing. What is indexing? Indexing is nothing but it is the way to extract a character from a string. Let us consider. Let us consider we have taken a string named Rohit. Now we are checking this. Now when we are trying to print the value of C, I am getting it as Rohit. So first I'm going to index first. So what is indexing? Indexing is nothing but it is a way to extract a character from a string. So let us consider I want to extract R from this string. So before I show you indexing, I have to tell you one thing. Python follows zero based indexing when it goes from left hand side to the right hand side. So when it goes in when when the Python interpreter scans the particular string in this direction, the direction which my arrow is pointing in this in the line number 48, if it goes from this direction to this direction, that is from left to right direction, it follows zero based indexing. Sorry, zero based indexing. But when it comes from right hand side to the left hand side, then it basically follows one based indexing. This should be kept in mind. These are the most important rules when indexing or slicing comes into picture. So now I want to extract this the first character r. So as I have told you that when we are going from this direction to this direction, that is from left hand side to the right hand side, it follows zero based index. So at 0th index r is present, at first index o is present, at h at second index h is present, at third index I is present, and at fourth index t is present. So c of 0, whenever I try to do c of 0, it gives as r. So I have extracted the character r. In order to get the value of t, that is when going from right hand, when it is coming from right hand side to the left hand side, it follows one based index in the negative direction. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So as t is at the first index number 1, so as it follows, as it is coming into the negative direction, the index will be minus followed by the index value. So c of minus 1 is going to give us the value of t. In the same way, for example, if you want to get the value of h, 0, 1, 2, so what you do is you try to basically give c square brackets and the index value, then you are going to get the value. You can extract h. Same with the case of fourth index. At fourth index t is present. How? So see, basically what exactly happens is, so Rohit, r o h I t, and when going in this direction, 0 space 1, 2, 3, 4, this is in this direction. When coming in this direction, when coming in this direction when coming in this direction, the t will be minus 1, sorry, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So basically, instead of taking minus at every time, what you can do is, so yeah, so when it is coming from right hand side to the left hand side, it follows one based index, and as it is coming in the negative direction, if you imagine a coordinate axis, the up direction and the right direction is considered as the positive axis, and the down direction and the left direction is completely considered as the negative axis. So if you visualize a coordinate axis, the left direction, as it is coming into the left direction from right hand side to the left hand side, as it is coming to the left hand side, it follows one based index as it, and according to the coordinate axis, as it is in the negative direction, it so we have to attach minus with each and every index. But when it goes to the right side, when it is going to the right side, then according to the coordinate axis, then it is a zero based index with positive, with the positive values. What is slicing? In indexing, we are trying to extract a character from a string. But if you want to extract a group of characters from a string, then you use the concept of slicing. So let us consider I want to basically extract first three characters, that is r, o and h. So 0, 1, 2. Here there is a rule. So here this 0 is nothing but the starting index. here 3 is nothing but the ending index. The starting index is included or inclusive. This is a very important rule as far as strings, as far as indexing, as far as slicing is concerned. This the first index which you specify in between the colon, this is nothing but the starting index, and this is nothing but the ending index. The starting index is inclusive and the ending index is exclusive. So whenever you try to do this, it is going to so 0. So at 0th location I'm having r, and it is going to take 1 2. So 0 is the starting index, it is exclusive, so it starts from 0 and goes till 3. But as the ending index is not inclusive, it is exclusive. That is the reason it will not take I into consideration, which is present at third index. That is the reason it is going to take 0 1 and 2 index into consideration. That is the reason it is going to print ro and h. So ro and h. So 3 to 5 in the same way, 3 is inclusive, 5 is exclusive. 3 and 4, it is going to take 3 and 4. So 3 and 4, what is present at the index 3 and 4? I and t. So we are going to get the output as I and t. Now 3 colon minus 2. Now I'm not getting anything. So yeah, 3 colon minus 2. Take it now 3 colon minus 2. Why it is not returning anything? Because it is starting at third index 0 1 2 3. It is starting at third index, and it is going up to minus 2, is in minus 1. So whenever you're trying to give the negative index as the ending position, it won't take into consideration. That is the reason we are getting a empty string. And whenever, for example, if you want to print the entire string as it is, c is equal to Rohit, and you want to print entire string without giving any starting index or ending index, then in that case you use this type of syntax, rohit, there it is going to print everything. Now 3 colon, what it does is it starts at 3 and prints the entire string till the end. So as this is the starting index, it is going to start from this and it is going to end at the ending index. As the ending index is not specified, it is going to scan each and every character from the third index to the last index. So it is going to give I and t. So it is also 0 1 2 3. At third index it is I, it is going to till last I and t. So that is the reason we are getting I and t. Colon 5 as in we have specified 0, we have specified nothing at the starting index, and we want to go till fifth index, but fifth index is not present here. So as ending index is not exclusive, we are going to go till 0 1 2 3 and 4. So that is the reason it's going to print the entire string. But if you want to reverse the string, if you want instead of Rohit, if you want Tihor, Tihor in the reverse string. So what you do is you select the starting index. Whenever you basically give, whenever you basically give, it is going to print the entire string. But apart from the starting index and the ending index, there is one more index known as the step value. Step value tells us by what step we have to take the uh, strings into consideration. So whenever you so basically if you give colon minus 1, then it is going to, so it is going to take everything, and it is going to basically start, instead of starting from left hand side to the right hand side, it will take each and every character from the right hand side to the left hand side. So whenever you give this, whenever you run this, it is going to reverse the entire string. So TIHOR in the same way, TIHOR. Next, so 0 is the starting index, 3 is the ending index, and 2 is the step value. So what it is going to do is, so it is going to print R, it is going to print H, that's it, R and H as far as this is concerned. So it is going to print H. So what it is going, so whenever you give a step value, it is at the 0th index. So at the 0th index R is present, and now I want to go till the third index. As third index is exclusive, it is going to take only index numbers 0, 1 and 2. But we have also specified a step value. So step, it is going to take a step, it is going to take a jump of 2 indexes. So 0, it is going to print R 1 2. 1 2 is the so it is going to jump two steps, and it is going to print the character which is present at that particular index. So 1 2, after 2 jumps, it is character H is present. That is the reason it is printing H. This is how we basically code strings in Python programming language, and this particular notebook will be uploaded to my GitHub profile, and the link to that particular GitHub profile will be GitHub will be given in the description of this particular video. Thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and please hit the bell icon for more notifications and videos. Stay safe, keep learning, and keep growing. Bye bye.